Panther Nation podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk less chat. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing. Cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the call. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? It's your boy Rashad, one half of PNP, and we got the other half of PNP here. Dave, what's good with you, bro? How you feeling?
Doing good, man. I'm in my new place.
Okay.
You know, I had the internet.
You ain't got no ops on the wall. That's a good start.
Well, I haven't moved all my things yet. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give y'all a quick tour of what I got going over here. So as you can see here, I have my airbed over here. I'm gonna sleep here tonight. Everything hasn't moved in yet. All my furniture don't move till next Friday. So I'm here. You know, internet got turned on earlier this week, so PNP has to be in the new studio.
All good. Man, that's good. So that's what you did all weekend was move.
No, last weekend when my daughter graduated. Friday was graduation.
That's right.
Friday was graduation. Saturday was the party. The Cash App is here if you guys want to give to her. She's gonna need all the money she's gonna get going to Hofstra, you know. So, but now she graduated. I should have brought the degree so y'all could see it, man, because it's like a do-it-yourself degree. So basically, you get the degree and like you get stickers. You earn like certain seals and stickers. So they give you all the stickers and you put it on a degree. So it's like a do-it-yourself degree. She got 4 stickers. She got like 4 accolades for her high school. Like I think there's only one kid that had 5 and a few other had 4. So she was part of the elite company, so to speak.
Bet.
Dave did not get a new camera. This is the same camera I always use. What are you trying to say, man? Is my internet better here? I did the test and it was the same speeds as before. But no, it's the same camera. Nah, man, I can't afford new cameras, man. I ain't balling like y'all in the chat.
Nah, we can't tell.
What are you talking about, man? I went from a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. What are we talking about?
Yeah. All right. So it's a lot to get to. We got mini camp, you know, starting up. So it's a lot of news, notes, and nuggets come there. But I definitely wanted to come to you all and kind of give you this brain dump on Chalk Talk as well, because Chalk Talk was dope, and I had to bring somebody else. Special guest that was also there at Chalk Talk. We got CJ, the armchair GM. What's good, brother? We was rocking out yesterday. So
how y'all doing?
I said, man, let's bring you on to the channel. You know what I mean? Put a little light on you. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have some fun. So we're gonna talk about the Chalk Talk later. We got a lot of other topics to talk about first. So please, you know, give your thoughts as we scroll through some of these topics. I'm not sure if you talked about them on your channel, but yeah, just whenever you feel like jumping in, just please feel free to jump in, and we'll get right to it. All right. If anybody cares, anybody asks, my weekend was great. I didn't do.
Oh yeah, how was your weekend, sir?
It was great. It was cool. I know, you know, it's just another weekend, so it was all good. Nothing too much. Just chilling, man. Just chilling. A lot of good things coming up.
I had family come up here, and my mother was able to fly up here for the graduation, so it was good. It was a good weekend. Because it's rare. Like to get my family members to come from South Carolina, Rhode Island is a miracle in itself. So I got my mother and my aunt came up for the graduation. Graduation went out with a hitch. Savannah's happy that it's over, and now we got Hofstra orientation next week.
Yeah, Hofstra, man, big time. That's dope.
Hey,
All right,
congrats,
we got super chat coming in. Branson says, I want all 100 watching to like and sub right now. We got 200 something in the building right now. You know, it's gonna jump as we, we're gonna hit the 700 to 800 as the show goes. People come in late. How black people do. Y'all gonna be on CP time. So we appreciate that. And come on through, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all that stuff as you come in. So we greatly appreciate that. We are on the road to 25,000 subs. So close. We're under 1,000 I think about 700-800 away. So please, as you come in, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it. And we will holler at y'all when we get there. All right. Also, y'all know what time it is. Stay on the prowl, all that good stuff. Dave, we got to talk about this. I don't know if you watched the BET Awards, Dave.
The one year I decided to not watch it, I heard it was really good. So maybe I'll just stop watching. Y'all can actually have good BET Awards to watch.
Really good is a stretch. It was okay.
That's what I've been seeing on Twitter. Everybody was thoroughly impressed about it. And there was an irony because I guess there was some debate about why do DJs play the old stuff. And I heard that most of the BET Awards was like the old stuff, like older songs, older performers.
Yes.
I heard Bow Wow. From what I understand, Bow Wow killed it. I got to go watch it. Supposedly Bow Wow came up there and did what he had to do. But, But now look at Cam. Look at Cameron. Heard we had Aggie Pride in the chat. So
yeah, man. Shout out Aggie Pride all day, man. Shout out to the Aggies in the building. But Cam Dave. He's got a spinoff coming. 106 in sports, not 106 in park. 106 in sports. Is anybody? Let's keep it a buck. I know Cam is our guy, but let's keep it all the way 100. Is anybody tuning in to 106 in sports?
I'll watch an episode or two, just to see what it is. But you know who else is on 106 in sports? Ashley Nicole Moss. That might be the reason to watch. Truth be told, but that's a whole different discussion point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but nah,
he ain't lying.
Now that
and shout out to Ashley. Out an episode or two.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch to see how it is. But is it going to be a BET proper, or is it going to be one of them BET pluses or whatever?
I don't know, but I gotta be. I'm not watching this, bro. I'm not watching this, man. I'm gonna be honest. Cam got a lot. He got a lot going on. There's a lot of entertainment from Cam. He's got his 4th and 1. He's got all. He was on ESPN. Is he still doing ESPN or not?
I haven't seen him on there in a minute, but maybe he might show up during football season.
Contract rent might just be football season. You're right. I don't know, but it's a lot going on for Cam, bro. So I don't know if I respect the grind, respect the hustle. I really like his interviews. 4th and 1 is doing numbers. Funky Fridays are dope. So he's doing a good job. Like he's working hard. But I don't know, bro. I don't know if I'm tuning in to watch this, bro. I don't. 106 in sports.
I'm curious, but is it going to be? I'm assuming it's going to just be a weekly show. It ain't going to be no daily thing. I hope,
bro. I don't know, man.
Like I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, and I'm gonna be honest. And this is just a general thing. This has really nothing to do with Cam. Ultimately, it doesn't have anything to do with Cam. I'm more of a weekly show guy. Like I don't know if I'm in the rhythm to be watching a show every day. Like I think weekly shows work better, especially now, right? Because we have so much content everywhere. It's just constant. So like I'm more of a weekly show guy. So I hope that it's a weekly.
Yeah, that's what Everyday Game is saying. He's saying it's weekly. It'll come on Fridays on BET.
The same time he's supposed to be on First Take. How is he going to do this? Somebody else also said it's going to be he still does ESPN during football season. So we'll see on Fridays. So we'll see.
He'll make it work.
I know he will.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If Stephen A. Smith can make it work, he'll make it work. He'll make it work.
I'm sure it will be entertaining. I'm sure it'll be good because anything Cam does is pretty successful. He has a following, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be, and it's going to do BET wonders. I'm sure that's probably why they called him.
Well, because everything else they do is Tyler Perry based. So, like Marcus said,
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't, bro. I have not
No,
turned
I
on
don't.
BET in
I don't
forever.
know
I wouldn't know
either,
what
but
kind of programming they had.
everybody I talked to that watches says there's a lot of Tyler Perry on it. There's like BET might as well be TPT. Tyler Perry television. Like that's from what I understand, that's what it should be. But I'm fascinated to see how he does. Like, it's one thing to be like a panel member on like a show like a First Take, and it's another thing to like do your own like show on linear television. So I'm kind of fascinated to see how it goes. It's not like 4th and 1. Language got unless it's on BET Plus. Because if it's on BET Plus, then yeah, he can do what he wants. But I'm fascinated to see how it goes.
We'll see. But it's interesting. It was all the buzz when it was announced during the awards. So it should be interesting. I don't Cam obviously
because Cam is a he's a magnetic celebrity, bro.
He's polarizing, bro.
He's very polarizing. That alone is going to give BET numbers that they haven't seen in a while. Because BET's kind of felt kind of stagnant. Look, man, shout out to ACAST for the super chat. Look, man, on a side note, Cam, my guy, I don't know if it's just me, but I can't defend the suit in this pic you got up here. Like, what the hell is this? This is how Cam always dresses, bro. Like, I don't know why we're out here doing it. We do this every single time. This is Cam. This is what he does.
So,
hey,
somebody
can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
My wife said this was one of his tamest outfits that he's had on.
Yeah, like this is not.
Yeah,
somebody in the chat said my man got on grandma's draperies. That's what they say. He took the draperies off the wall.
Somebody did the coordinate. Somebody did the coordinate, and I was crying. You got to coordinate.
Yeah, and what Cam wears doesn't surprise me anymore, man. He is who he is, bro. So it is what it is. But salute to Cam. I hope it's successful, and we still looking to link up, Cam. Come on now, let's make it happen. 4th and 1 PNP. Let's make it happen, bro. We gotta make that happen. But anyway, let's keep this thing moving. Dave, we gotta talk. We didn't get a chance to talk about this. A little bit of old
we gotta
news.
talk about this. I haven't heard the song yet.
A little bit of old news, but we gotta talk about XL Glow and what this means for the Carolina Panthers. Because, I mean, listen, can I pod or not?
Go ahead.
Okay, I know y'all want me to pod, but I'm about to pod. I know what XL bringing on the field ain't quite up to par just yet. Not saying he won't ever get there, but what this man is doing for the Panthers off the field, bro,
Brandon, bro,
expectations, bro. He's knocking it out the park. He's knocking it out the park, bro. XL is putting the Panthers on the map. I've seen him everywhere, bro. And from what I'm seeing is that this is all. And again, I'll never compare what XL is doing to what Cam is doing, but we haven't seen
something
this
like
type
this
of exposure since Cam has been here, bro. Like for us to be on an album cover and for us to be in music videos, bro, this ain't we ain't seen this. But what y'all think about XL and this glow feature?
The one thing I will say is that if they had a baby, oh my God, the way that baby be talking, oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. But on a serious note, I think this is good. I think I know how Panthers fans can be. If he drops a couple passes when the season starts, they're gonna say, "See, you're doing too much." No. That man has made every activity that he made, including voluntary ones. He's still able to have time to do this in the Kentucky Derby and everything else. People forget about what he did in the Kentucky Derby too. I thought that was dope as well.
Big. That's big.
Mm-hmm. That's big, bro. And that's like in his wheelhouse too, because you know how he's with his horses and stuff like that. That's big, bro. So shout out to him. I don't have an issue with it. I think it's dope. If they ever have a kid, I can only imagine, bro.
Yeah, bro. So so somebody said the streets is saying that he bad glow essentially. So what they saying? Are they dating? Are they dating? Or was this just
from what I understand, they're dating. But
oh wow.
And if they're dating, that's why I'm talking about the babies, man. If they had the way that both of them talk, oh my goodness.
Hey, could you imagine if he rapped on the song? Could you imagine the hard time closed caption we have with that?
No, I could not imagine.
You go platinum, bro. It ain't hard to rap in 2025. You know that. It ain't hard to rap in 2025.
That's why the BT Awards was all old school music.
I mean, even Lil Wayne had to play the best song on his new album. Then he had to go to a Millie because he knew better.
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Yeah, have Glow come to the bank, man. We that would be dope. And it's good. I like. I'm a fan of Glow. I like her music, bro. I like Glow.
She had a good
since
album.
first
She had a
came
good
out.
album
She's
last
solid.
year.
Glow was solid. She's come a long way, bro. She's come a long way. So I like Glow. I'm not mad at XL. Again, I appreciate it. Matter of fact, listen. We need this kind of exposure, and it helps. And again, like y'all said, he ain't missing nothing. Like he's not doing nothing crazy. Like this is good work, and it's bringing light to the Carolina Panthers. So it's all positive stuff. So hey, XL, keep doing your thing, bro. Let's hope you have a better season. We all expecting that from you, bro. And we got your back, man. This is all good stuff from the Carolina Panthers and XL. I like it. Anything else on Glow and XL? All right, let's keep it moving, Dave. That's it.
I got some super chats.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me knock these out real quick. Shout out to Johnny Mac. Triple X. See, something wrong with you, bro. I'll leave it at that. Something wrong with y'all, man. Shout out to Double O Kane. J5 got to be salty at practice. He love Glow. Yeah, guess so.
Yeah. That's interesting. But yeah, man, salute to XL, man. That is dope. If he truly dig bag GloRilla, I mean that's all right. Yeah, I mean that's pretty dope. One more, Dave. Hit that last one.
This woman that popped up. Okay.
Yeah.
XL competing with these size quests so you can get enough XP to level up for the main quest when the season starts. I like how you do that, man. Shout out to the RPGs.
Yeah, that was solid. I see what you did there, Cash.
Yo.
I see what you did. I see what you did there. That's a good one.
Hey, I'll see you with your Switch too, bro. I feel you, dog. I feel you talking about that. I feel you, man.
Yeah, that's dope. All right, real quick, I gotta touch on this pause because the Savannah Bananas came to Bank of America Stadium, and I volunteered for this event. And if you've never seen Savannah Bananas, it's they've been on the map for a little while. It's a baseball team. They're like the Harlem Globetrotters for baseball. It's entertainment. But I gotta say this. I gotta say this, bro. I have never seen so many people in the bank. The bank was packed.
I saw the pictures.
Bro, it was full to the brim. Friday and Saturday, bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Until I saw Twitter, I've never heard of these cats.
Bruh.
I've never heard of the Savannah Bananas.
Savannah Bananas is an amateur baseball team, but they're like the Harlem Globetrotters, bro.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. It's much different. It's the rules are different. But I haven't seen this many people in Bank of America Stadium since 2015, bro. They packed Bank of America Stadium out. And I gotta mention this, and the reason why I brought this up too is because I think David Tepper might learn a little bit from Savannah Bananas and their owner. Their owner started out in Gastonia. So Savannah Bananas should have been the Gastonia Bananas, but we fumbled. North Carolina fumbled.
Oh God!
My man took it to Savannah. Yeah, Savannah, Georgia. So they're based out of Savannah, Georgia. There's a couple other teams, I believe, sparking up, and I'm sure this is going to turn into a entire league. I don't know anything about the league itself, but the owner, the guy that runs Savannah Bananas, I got a chance to kind of be in his presence. A real cool dude. He's excited about it, about the banana ball. It's dope, man. It's dope. Look it up. I don't want to make this about Savannah Bananas, but I just want to talk about how Tepper can learn a little bit from Savannah Bananas, because this was a whole experience, bro. Like, I'm talking about from 1 o'clock. The game didn't start to, I believe, 7 p.m. But from around 1 o'clock, bro, the stadium was packed. Like, the outside of the stadium, they had like tents, entertainment. They had a stage with performers. Like, it was crazy. The whole game day experience, dare I say, was better than the Panthers game day experience. I'm not lying to y'all, bro.
Oh.
I'm not lying to y'all, bro.
Wow.
It was packed. Bro, it was
at 1
packed.
o'clock is wild,
At 1 o'clock, the game didn't start till 7, bro. The game was packed.
How long is the game? Is it still like a 3-hour ordeal?
2 hours. No, they stop at 2 hours.
No that's dope.
What inning they're in, they cut the game.
Gotcha.
2 hours.
Okay.
It's over. So that's, again, the game. It's a pace. It was dope. It was dope. But I'm telling y'all, bro, and even after the game let out, Bro, they had a concert at 9:00 concert on the stage. They had some cover band performing. Bro, it was lit. It was turned. So I'll say all that to say is that the game day experience, I believe you're gonna see some Savannah Banana remnants stuff going on after, because bro, it was dope. It was dope, man. I'm telling you, and this is the only reason why I want to talk about it was because of that. I think that the Tepper is going to take a little bit of banana ball pause and sprinkle it in the Carolina Panther game day experience.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Did they bring out grass for this?
No. I think that's the turf. I think they just put dirt over it. I don't think it's real grass.
I'm just asking. You know why I ask these questions? I know they do it for the soccer.
Well, now they will. Now FIFA's coming.
And now FIFA coming, or the grass is coming.
Yes,
no, they are coming. No, FIFA is coming. They're bringing a couple international games, and you best believe the national.
It's gonna be grass.
They're gonna roll the whole new field out for FIFA in the international game.
Yeah, they won't play on the artificial turf.
Nope.
They don't play that. They don't play that in soccer, guys.
Sure won't.
I learned some rules about like how the soccer fields have to be even on a collegiate level. So yeah, it's there's standards that you got to meet from that standpoint. So I'm not shocked. But I think it's like when I saw it on Twitter, I'm like, what the heck is this? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I saw the crowd. I'm like, man, it's packed in there.
I haven't seen the bank that filled up since 2015, bro, and it's kind of crazy. People drove like hours away to come see these guys play baseball, bro, and it's incredible.
They probably got a better draw. They got a better draw than Major League Baseball.
They absolutely do.
They do.
Yeah. Their following is crazy. I think it's like a waiting list just to get to the real Savannah Bananas stadium. Like it's a wait list to get on their season tickets to watch them play. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's a thing though. Look it up. It's a thing, and they cooking right now. Luke Kuechly was out there. He did. I think he did the first pitch on the first day. Adam Thielen was out there. He participated. Andy Dalton participated. And salute. So
you know what? You just convinced me, but I'm afraid to see how much these tickets cost.
I don't know how much they were.
They're coming.
I volunteered.
They're coming to Fenway in July. I gotta see this.
I volunteered, so I wasn't. I don't know.
But I'm curious. I'm just curious about how is it? Like it sounded like the game was kind of fast paced and dope. So I'm fascinated.
It's fast paced and entertaining. Yes, entertainment. And they have different rules. Like if a fan catches a foul ball, it counts as an out. Like in the stands.
Are you serious?
There's different rules.
Oh, that's dope.
A whole different set of rules, bro. It's a whole different set of rules.
That's what's up.
And I don't want to be I'm not the all knower of banana ball, but I just know a little bit to be dangerous. But it's dope. It's dope. Yeah, I don't know if their games can be scripted though. Like I don't know if you can script baseball like that. Maybe you can. I don't know. I don't know if you can.
I mean, if you're telling me that if the fans catch the ball, it's an out. I don't think you can script something like that unless you got
that's what I'm saying.
Stage fans in there.
Yeah.
And it looks like you got to put it's a lottery. So I might already miss my chance to go to that joint in Boston, but it's okay,
bro. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Wow.
But I want to bring this up because of the game day experience specifically. Like it was lit out there, bro. Like if they just took a little bit of what they had, for example, they had merch tents outside. So I know we got the store inside, but they had merch tents outside so people could buy merch outside. Just stuff like that. I think they had food trucks out there. They had like the tent for the not the tent, but the stage for like performers. It was dope, man. It was dope, man. It was dope. So salute to the banana ball owner. I forgot his name, but he's killing right now. He's absolutely
He's gonna make a killing.
Bro. He already is making, bro. He's and his whole story is crazy. He talks about how he sacrificed everything, went broke, and all. Bro, his story is crazy. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to make this about banana ball, but the game day experience was dope. Let's keep it moving. All right, Jaire Alexander, got released. And the streets is talking. And I know CJ, we had a brief Jaire experience at the Chalk Talk when somebody screamed his name. And Evero acknowledged the fact that, hey, maybe that, just acknowledged it. But Jaire is in the open market. What are we saying? Is this a hard pass? We talked about it a little bit on the show prior to this because we saw this coming. But how do y'all feel about Jaire and the potential of him being a Carolina Panther?
You can go ahead, CJ.
Well, I like it. And I like it for a couple of reasons, because now if you think about salary cap wise, okay, the Panthers are currently sitting at 16 some $16 million in salary cap space. All right. They still have to sign Nick Scordon. So, his contract's probably going to be maybe $1 million or something for that first year. So I think if they want to bring him in, it will be friendly contract wise, so they can make it happen that way. The length of the deal is, up for grabs. How long they're going to sign him. Is coming home to Charlotte, is it enough appeal to actually attract him here? Also, does Evero and the coaching staff, do they necessarily want to go out and get him? Because we've seen things from like JC Horn was talking about Shaq Smith-Wade doing good in camp. You know what I mean? Evero at Chalk Talk mentioned how he was really happy. JC Horn coming off a good season. Mike Jack is back. So he was very happy with the cornerback spot. So do they even want to go after him? But I'm all for it. I saw, I think it was either Joe Person, Dave knew somebody, wrote an article, and they were talking about, the Panthers may want to pass because, of his big attitude and this and that and the third. And I'm just like, if they can bring him here and they can both get on the same page and do what they do, I'm all for it.
The only question I have, is there any concern about his injury history? Because he's missed more games than JC Horn has over the past couple of years since JC Horn's been in the league.
20-something games.
Well, JC Horn missed a lot of games too until he didn't. You know what I mean?
So I'm with you, but my point I'm trying to make is, could that potentially help when it comes from the market standpoint too, of how much we can get him for? Because that would be big if we can get him. I'm open to signing the guy because I think he wants to. There's the potential that he wants to be here. Evero sure as heck respects him. So, and I think that would fix our corner problem, and that would create depth for us too. Because I trust Mike Jack. I don't have an issue with Mike Jack starting. He could be dangerous as well. So from that standpoint, I just think that if we can sign him, that's a depth piece too for Mike Jack if you coming off the bench too. So, and because you got two corners, because JC stayed healthy, I want to give him a pass. But we know Jaire's is injury prone. And so that would be good to have somebody like a Mike Jack behind. You wouldn't be like in a panic like we have in the past when we've had our corners get hurt and then we got guys that are just not good. Like I trust Mike Jack to be there on one side of the fence. So I think I wouldn't be mad at it if we can get the right price for him.
Yeah, so I think that's the biggest thing, the price, right? There's some teams out there with a lot of money to throw at him, and probably would throw a lot at Jaire. I mean, yeah, we know he's injury prone, but you also know what he's capable of when he's healthy. Like he's a really, really good cornerback when he's healthy. And so the risk reward, of course we can't afford to throw a lot of guaranteed money at him and things like that. Our cap isn't set up. We can't do that. But if he's willing to take that hometown discount and come to Carolina for a team-friendly, maybe shorter-term deal, a prove-it deal type situation, bet on himself, maybe get a larger contract next year, maybe that's something he may consider. I don't know. But I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit jaded with I wouldn't call him a full reclamation project. I wouldn't go that far.
Nah, I ain't going that far with him.
But
he's just
I'm a little jaded with CJ Henderson. Messed me up, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
No, that's not fair. No.
Y'all know. I know. I'm just saying. I'm talking about mentally for me. Mentally for me, like I get excited about these cornerbacks with all the potential and all the traits, and then they come here. So I'm not. If we brought Jaire here specifically, I don't know that I would be looking to put him at CB2 like day one. Like let's see what he got. Like let's roll what we got, and then let's ease him in there. I mean, let's see if he's fully healthy, and then like maybe potentially jumps into that role. But I don't know that. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'm jaded, bro. I'm a little bit jaded. Again, if the injuries are cool, maybe it's something that we could work out. Obviously, Evero acknowledged it. I don't know, bro.
And that's what I was going to say. Injuries aside, he has a record. He's proven he has the skills. You know what I mean? If he comes in, like you said, and he has a good year, doesn't get hurt, you've seen it on tape. You know what you're getting out of him. So I think it's a win-win. It's just, can the Panthers make it happen? Because really the only thing we got, like you said, is the hometown lore. Hopefully we can get the hometown discount. I think that's really the only thing that we have in our favor. But is that enough to talk louder than other teams that have, 20, 30 more $1 million in cap space than we do to throw at them? So,
yeah, I think that's, again, we can't get into a bidding war. And I'm just curious too, because, Jermaine Pratt was also released from the Bengals. I know he got picked up by the Raiders. I believe he got picked up by the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. But, it's just, I wonder if Dan Morgan and them is just like, yeah, we straight. Like, we got what we got. I think we're confident in the roster. The answer's on the roster. And we just gonna roll what we got. Like, I don't see them jumping out the window. I'm not hearing what I used to hear in the past. And maybe that's a good thing, right? In on every deal, all that stuff. Usually you hear kind of something like the streets be talking, and the streets ain't really talking with none of these guys, right? It's just more so rumor than anything.
Speculation.
And so, it's all like
the fans hoping it.
It's not really real tea. You know what I mean? So like, I wonder if they just like, yo, we straight, like we good. Let's see what we got. Let's work with this homegrown talent that we're picking up and call it a day. I think we got to get comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. That's just me. All right, we'll move on from Jaire. All right. Op alert.
We got to have like a
yeah, we need an op sound effect.
Oh man.
Shaq Thompson has signed with the Carolina of the North, the Buffalo Panthers, because they take everybody. You know what I mean? So Shaq Thompson is now a member of the Buffalo Bills, signed a 1-year contract. And how y'all feel about that?
I mean, I'm happy you got a gig. It just, might as well just change that bill to a Panther and just call it a day. Just keep the colors and just change the bill to a Panther. But now he's going to get a revenge game because we got them on the schedule this year too.
Yes, a blood and guts game. If he, and I'm not wishing. I mean, let me not say. I'm not even gonna put that in the air. But they do come to the bank this year, and it will be a blood and guts game potentially for Shaq Thompson. So that's the storyline to watch.
And I don't think we're gonna boo him because the team made a decision to move on from him. It wasn't the situation.
I don't think he's getting booed.
He ain't gonna get booed.
I'm not cheering for him. Never cheering for Shaq.
I'll cheer when he comes back.
As long as he got another no. What? When he come back to the bank, you get silence from me, bro. He's an op.
I'm talking about when he retires and he comes.
And you might even get a
back.
boo. I might boo him.
No, I'm talking about during the game. Yes, you're booing. But like, I'm talking about when his career's over and he comes back. Hall of Honor.
Once you hang it up, yeah. Whoa.
No, I ain't gonna say it's gonna happen next year. I mean, like down the line, dude.
You think Shaq gets? Come on, bro. Stop, man. All right, come on, Dave.
It'll be a while.
I'm about to say, come on, bro. Like we doing Shaq, cool. All due respect, bro. What we doing? We not getting into the Ring of Honor, bro. The Hall of Honor. We not doing that.
Oh no. Doubt that.
There we go.
Kane.
There we go. That's
He's
the energy I like.
Now in the story. Shout out to Double K for the chat.
He's an op, bro. We not
bro.
cheering. Yo, once you don another uniform. Until you hang it up, you know what I mean? It's on site. But
it's certain players though, man. Like Shaq, I wish Shaq the best. Like I'm a pull for him, except for when they play the Panthers.
Never.
You know what I mean? Like I hope he does good. I ain't gonna hate on him.
I am. he make it to the playoffs. I'm cheering against him.
Okay.
That's how hater mode works. That's how hater mode works, bro. You don't get to leave. You don't get to leave Carolina and just get all kind of success. I'm not cheering for that, bro. I'm not.
Well, technically, he didn't leave. He was shown the boot.
Okay, well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
There you go.
Bro.
I got you.
It is what it is. No matter how you left, no matter the circumstances, bro. Whether we release you, you requested a trade. I can adjust the hate levels, but you still get some level of hate. Like now, if you request a trade, now all right, now it's on site for real. Now I can if you request to get up out of here, then the hate level is on 10. You know what I mean? But Shaq, the hate level is there, but it might be a 2. I'm still not cheering for you. You know what I mean? So like that's just what it is, bro. I can't see you go and flourish somewhere else. That's like if you break up with your girl, right? You ain't gonna be. You ain't gonna just be wanting to see her IG like glowing. Like, come on, bro. We not doing that. You want to see some hate, or maybe not. Well, come on, man. What y'all doing? All right, maybe it's just me.
Shout out to A-Cash or hater mode activated. Yo, he's in his bag right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's in his bag right now. Nah. I get it. I mean, I can't root for him. Can't root for him. He's on another squad, man. I can't do it.
Look. Here we go. So Smitty was out when he was in Baltimore.
Yes.
He was. I mean, the hate level might have been a 0.0001, but the hate level was there. You know what I mean? The hate was there.
Wow.
The hate was there. Yeah, I mean,
don't worry, because best believe he hated. Let me tell you something. When he first played us for the first time, he damn sure hated us.
Oh,
he was straight.
Did.
Oh, man, that fantasy day he had. What?
He tortured us, bro.
Bruh.
Tortured us, bro. But yeah, man, ops. Once you leave, bro, no matter circumstances, it's ops, bro. But salute to Shaq. I mean, I'm glad. I am happy he did get a job somewhere else because I mean, with all jokes aside, now the hater stuff is cool, but all jokes aside, Shaq coming off of the injuries, he had a couple serious injuries, season-ending injuries, and for him to get an opportunity, salute to the Bills. Because sometimes it ain't about what you know, it's who you know.
Who you know.
And he got that connect with those guys up there, and they gave him an opportunity. They know how he operates. They know, I'm sure he knows the system. He's going to fit right in up there. So I think it's a good fit for him.
And he'll be a leader there because he's a vet. So that'll be good for him. He could be a leader in the locker room and things of that sort. No, I mean, I'm glad he was able to come back and get that opportunity. And your head coach was DC back in Carolina. Mm-hmm. You had the Brandon Beans, the GM right now. He used to be a GM. He used to be an assistant GM in Carolina. So you got all them connects there. So that's good. Cam was the ops in New England too, even though I was kind of Cam was odd, bro. Cam was the exception because I lived up here and I had to defend him a lot. So I didn't want to hate because I knew that.
Bro, he went to the Patriots, bro. That's definitely ops, bro.
He went to whoever could sign him.
I don't care, bro. I don't care. You went to the Patriots, of all places. That the hater mode is automatically a level 5 just off of that.
Yeah, they kind of the Cam Newton experience in the Patriots land was fascinating from a fan standpoint because the radio stations here were brutal on him. It was pretty bad. It was
he had many options though.
No, but I'm talking about like when they signed him, they kind of didn't really give him a time of day. Like they ain't too many brother quarterbacks to be up here in New England. All right, and then when they drafted Mac Jones, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. It was over. It was done then. It was over at that point.
Yeah.
So.
All right, let's move on from Shaq, man. Again, salute to Shaq, but it is what it is. I wish you minimal success, but I hope your injury's okay. But at the end of the day, I hope for real. All jokes aside, I do hope he's healthy for real.
I hope he's healthy, and I think he is. I don't think he would have signed if he wasn't, but I hope he is too.
Yeah, but yeah, once you come to the bank, I'm definitely booing though for real. Like that's just how I get down. So you're going to get these boos. But all right, anyway, let's move on. Really quick, patreon.com/Panthers PC. Please, it's about that time. We have the tickets, season tickets. So if you would like to sit next to your boy and watch a game in the most litty section in Bank of America Stadium, then pull up. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Sign up, become an MVP level member because that's the only level that has access to get the tickets. Okay, MVP level members, please sign up. It's about that time. We're gonna start the giveaways probably at the end of this month. We're gonna start. We got 8-9 games to give away. I forgot how many home games it is, but we're giving away one ticket for each game. It's gonna be lit. Sign up. Patreon.com/PantherPC. All right. Salute to the franchise folks. We appreciate y'all support. And shout out to the free agents. Really quick before I move on, I want to pause here for a second and reinforce my appreciation to all the Patreon members. Why? Because the reason why we're able to go to things like Chalk Talk and experience these PSL owner style events is because of the Patreon members, right? I'm not going to the Chalk Talk and all this. I'm not having the experiences as a Potter if it's not for y'all. Yeah, I mean, so I greatly appreciate all the support. Dave greatly appreciates all the support.
Absolutely.
We appreciate the support. So even if you come in as a free agent and support as low as $3 a month, man, we appreciate that. Anything helps. It keeps this channel going. It keeps the lights on. We got to pay for StreamYard. We got to pay for all these things. And it's not really coming out of our pocket. It's coming out of coming from you guys. So we greatly appreciate that. Go ahead.
So I'll put it to you like this, guys. Like, I know y'all be joking about me talking about can't hide money, but like the Germany trip don't happen without you guys.
Facts.
When I gotta do when we do our draft breakdowns or something comes up, when it comes to come down and I have to fly down at the 11th hour, it doesn't happen without you guys. Especially when I was married. Because when I was married, I had to run it by people. But even still, I got a kid in college, man. It doesn't happen without you guys.
Facts.
It does not happen without you guys. So we really appreciate it.
And shout out to Big D No Kool-Aid Sipping, bro. I got you. I got to update the list. I'll put you on there next week for sure. All right. Dave, Underdog, let's keep it going, bro.
All right, man. Make sure you guys go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do. It really helps out the channel. We got best ball going on. NBA Finals is popping off right now. You can do some higher and lowers with regards to that in the Champions Leagues. Make sure you go and use the code PNP when you do. It really helps out the channel. So if you can't afford a Patreon, join Underdog Fantasy. Go to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code PNP when you do.
Nice free way to support. And that one, bro, y'all have no idea how much that one helps. I mean, just signing up.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. Y'all been kind of slacking on this side. And if you ain't got no money, this is perfect. This is perfect for you. And to do deposit matches, depending on how it is. So, and you can win some money, man. I've won a couple grand on this thing. You can win some. The money's real. The money's real.
Won a tournament. Man.
Salute the Underdog.
All right, let's get into some of this. Oh, I didn't change that. Let's go back. I didn't change some slides. I got y'all. Give me 1 second. I didn't.
Sorry, man. You busy, dude. You busy, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's my fault.
No, you busy.
Or I didn't go far enough. My bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. I didn't even put together what I wanted to put together. Let's go back. There we go. All right. So we got some mini camp storylines that are happening right now. Dave, we had a couple injury scares, I would say, from the receiving corps specifically. You had XL who got a little dinged up day one. He came back, fully participated today, so he's good. Then you had T-Mac got kicked. He was out today's practice, but he should be good to go. Are there any other storylines that you all are following? What is your biggest storyline that you're following from minicamp so far? Dave, I'll start with you.
I mean, I've been like scouring Twitter, and a couple things I noticed, man. The receivers overall have looked really good. I had a whole argument about what we're gonna do. Some people think that Bryce Young's gonna throw for 4,000 yards. I'm not there yet. And I think I'm not there because I don't think he's capable of it. I'm not there because I don't think Dave Canales wants to do that. I think Canales wants to run the ball. But I've heard the receivers look really good. It's going to be fascinating to see how these competitions go for those last two slots from the receiver corps. It's going to be a competition, guys, for them last two spots.
Okay. CJ, what about you, bro?
Hey, I'm just hyped up to hear Bryce Young is out there talking junk.
I heard about that too.
JC Horn was talking about Bryce was jarring with him all day at practice. And then after practice, he came up. He was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I was just out there talking just to talk today." But I don't think he was out there just to talk. I'm hoping this is a sign of him being more comfortable, and he's going out there and he's being himself. Because you saw it a little bit last year, more so, mostly in the Atlanta game. You saw him out there and he was out there doing his thing and throwing up the touchdown before Trimble caught the pass, spinning the ball in the end zone. You see his confidence level rising. So I'm hoping this is a product of that, and he can take this from now into the regular season, and we can get this thing rolling from the start, instead of sitting flat for 8-9 games and then figuring it out. So
yeah. It's all we need now is for Bryce to hem up JC, and we got a 2015 moment. Let's run it. Like that's all we need. That's all we need to make that thing happen. I'm with you, CJ. I do like the fact that Bryce Young is. It seems like he's got his confidence, like he's super confident, and that's Bama Bryce, bro. Like you're gonna see it. That we saw it the last couple weeks, like you mentioned last season, and I think we're gonna start off continuing off of that. And if we do, it's gonna be a problem for the rest of the league. Bryce is really, when he's confident and he knows what he's doing, it's gonna be a problem for the rest of the league. A couple other things I'm seeing in the chat. I see Jatavion Sanders looking slim. Yep, that's another storyline that's out there. He's lost some weight. He's coming back looking good, and I think he's got a prime opportunity to break out, especially when you got Tommy Tremble out. I know he was already gonna be the guy, JT was, but it gives you a little bit more wiggle room. You ain't got Tremble crawling down your back, and the room is yours right now. So it's all up to him to kind of grab the brass ring and run with it. You know what I mean? So hopefully that happens. But I'm excited for JT. Again, I thought JT was cooking last year up until that injury. Like once he got injured, once that neck thing happened, right, he was not the same guy afterward. I'm not sure what happened, whether it was a mental thing or even if it was physical. He wasn't the same guy after he got injured. He was cooking prior to that. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but it appears he's getting off to a fantastic start. So any other storylines out there that we're missing? I think another one that's out there is the kicker battle, right? I know we don't want to talk too much about kickers, but
we definitely need to talk about kickers.
Kicker battle is pretty strong. I'm hearing that Fitzgerald is cooking right now. I was kind of roasting him the first couple days of rookie mini camp, and he had a bad practice during OTAs or something like that. But he appeared to have circled the wagon, and he's playing pretty well right now on the narrow. If you've seen the pictures of how narrow those field goal posts are, bro, like that's crazy that they're kicking on those. But he was 5 for 5. He had a couple 50-yard field goals. So he's they're saying it's tight right now. It's neck and neck, but one would think that he definitely should be winning that battle by the time it's all said and done.
We ultimately won't know. We ultimately won't know until we get into actual games and see how they hit it under pressure. I think I would say Fitzgerald's in the lead right now, but we're gonna see. He had winning almost 58 yards, bro, which is wild. And folks have been talking about another storyline. If we want to go to the next story, is Charles Smith-Wade, I guess, has been playing pretty damn well. That's what folks are saying. That's what I'm seeing that in the chat. I guess JC Horn gave him props about how well he's been working. I know my boy, shout out to my boy Zach from the Blue Buzz. He was high on him. When we drafted him, he was high on Charles Smith-Wade. Thought that he could be really good. I'm glad to see.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to owe Shaw a little apology because I did not like the pick. I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen, when I'm wrong, you gonna know I'm wrong. I own up when I'm wrong. I did not like the Shaw Smith-Wade pick. When we sat down with Smitty said, "Hey, bro, he kind of nice. Yeah, I mean, you might want to keep an eye on him." So
him and Zach.
Salute to Smitty because y'all definitely like to tear him down when he missed. But when you're right, true. Especially with these later round guys, y'all don't be like in the game. Some of y'all give him credit. But some of y'all like to really, jump on him when he.
Well, you know how it works, bro. You know what I'm saying? You always get the heat when you're wrong, and you never get the credit when you're right.
Facts.
That's why I had to do this. That's why I had to have the button, because you guys don't want to give me the credit, so I'll give myself the credit. Because you guys don't want to give me the credit, so I'll give myself the credit.
Dave
It's
definitely
fine.
likes giving
Hey.
himself credit. You created a whole button just off of giving yourself credit.
Because nobody else is going to give me the credit.
That's true.
I told
Bro,
y'all.
I'm definitely gonna tell you. Anytime you miss, you're gonna know, bro. I'm definitely gonna tear you down, bro. I'm here to tell. I'm here for balance. I'm here for balance.
Yeah,
Okay?
yo,
You
yeah,
can't
you
have
fair and balanced now.
you
Balancing
can't
the
have
force.
a I told y'all button and then not have some hate. Hater mode is always gonna be active, bro. I'm the ultimate hater, bro.
Hey man, 80% of life is hate. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm right, I told y'all I'm right.
Yeah, but salute to Shaw Smith-Wade though. I've heard the same thing you're hearing. He's balling right now. I've heard that he's playing all over nickel as well. He's getting some reps outside. That's what JC said. JC definitely named him as an MVP candidate so far for minicamp. So salute to Shaw, because that's gonna be a position that we don't need to address, and that's the reason why you may not see
Jaire Alexander. Jaire, yep.
Dancers on the roster.
Develop the folks you drafted. I know that's hard for some of y'all, but develop the folks you draft.
Yeah.
Who said that, Dave? Who said the answers on the roster? Who said that?
You did, Shaq.
Nah, I didn't say that. No, I'm talking about who came up with that.
Oh, Dave Gettleman. The answers on the roster.
Yeah, Gettleman. That's what. There we go.
Dave Gettleman.
One of the GMs. I couldn't remember which one said it.
Yeah, Gettleman. Gettleman said it. The answers on the roster.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this now. Is it just me, or has anybody heard anything about the offensive, defensive line and the linebackers, like our inside linebackers? I haven't really heard much of anything with them.
The only thing I heard, well, not the linebackers, but I heard a little bit. Canales mentioned Bobby Brown today. So the trench work, he did mention how Bobby put on 7. I don't know how. I didn't know he can afford to put on more weight, but they said he put on about 8 more pounds of lean muscle. And so that's good to hear, because we got to be able to stop that run, and we'll talk about that in just a second. When Evero was talking about the run yesterday. Yo, you talking about the run yesterday, bro, and it's just the undertones, bro, and just the undertones. Oh, and y'all know me, bro. I read between the lines, and so like I'm in my brain when he's saying things, I'm like, bro, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it in a second, but just to hear, Bobby Brown and us be able to stop the run, that's good to hear. That's gonna be good to hear.
Yeah,
good to hear for sure. But you're right though, CJ. I haven't heard anything else about the linebackers. I haven't heard much about that. Haven't heard too much about the offensive line, and I guess it's partially because there's no pads, right? You don't really see that until the pads come out, and then you start seeing the one-on-ones and who's winning and losing, who looks good and who doesn't. But haven't seen much. Haven't seen much.
Because one thing nobody has asked a question about is the center spot. That they've been asking questions about every other thing, how people looking. I haven't heard one question about, how does it look as far as, Austin Corbett, Cade Mays, who's the other one? Andrew Ram, maybe. So
maybe because they might be trading one under Detroit.
Yeah, that's what we've been speculating, is that, well, I don't know, not necessarily speculating, is that we think that since their guy retired, we've got an abundance. So we've never had an abundance. We don't know what it's like with abundance around these parts, but we've got an abundance of depth at center, and we may be shipping one of those guys. And I think if they come calling, then I think we got to entertain it. But yeah, nobody's really talking about that. I've heard a couple of mentions of who's first team's reps XYZ, but I haven't seen too much regarding the trench work and how they're looking, and how Scorton and Princely. I haven't seen much from them at all. It's all been wide receivers, cornerbacks, and that's really been the buzz, and obviously Bryce.
Gotcha.
So, all right. Anything else? Anything else we need to talk about for minicamp before we talk about the while we're here for today?
Have at it, man. Let's go. I'm curious to see what your thoughts on Chalk Talk. So,
all right. So first of all, let's set this up. So Chalk Talk is a PSL owner event, right? If you're a PSL owner, you have the ability to go to Chalk Talk, and this used to be a Silver Club only thing, right? It used to be only for Silver Club members, which I've been. So like I always had access to these Chalk Talks. It's a snooty type of event. You gotta dress up. You got business casual. You can't go in. You can go in there, but you're not supposed to go in there with jerseys. There's a couple people that had jerseys on, but you got sponsors and partners sitting up in the front. See all those people with the bald heads up front? Those are the rich.
Those are the dollars.
Okay, yeah, that's where the
Yes.
money is. And so they got their own VIP section upstairs, and then you got the commoners that have to pay for their drinks. It's kind of surprised about that, by the way. Tep, we got to talk about that. Tep, let's open up the bar next time. Tep, let's open up the bar for the PSL owners. Let's make sure everybody's drinks are paid for.
My brother. You don't get rich giving your money away to people.
Hey, Tep, let's open up the bar. Let's open up the bar for everybody next time. I had to pay $11 for my drink.
It was free for the rich.
I'm assuming so. I don't know.
Don't make assumptions, man.
I couldn't.
There was definitely two levels.
There was definitely levels. Literally, there was levels to this day, and we was at the bottom level. Okay, so let's be clear. There's levels to this, but yeah. Salute again. Dope event. Chalk Talk is a PSL owner exclusive event where they have canned questions. They did not take any audience questions. Shout out to Christine Balboni. She was up there. And what's my man name? Anish, she was up there. Those are the Panthers personnel folks. And they had scripted questions. And they kind of were softballs to these guys. So that's basically what this was about. And so before we get into the questions and kind of the topics that came up, I do want to acknowledge the fact that they did have Panther legends out there. They had Mike Rucker, the legend, and they did have the legend John Beeson, who actually looks like he can still play. I said, that's what, if you look at the community post that I posted, there's a picture of me laughing. That's because I cracked the joke. I said, hey, bro, you like you could still play out there. He's like, no, this is a facade, bro. I said, yo, what's that 40 time look? He said, it's slow, bro. Trust me. I ain't got it no more. So that's why I was laughing. That's where that picture of me laughing. And salute to the young ladies that took the pictures. They took an excellent job of taking pictures.
Yes.
They were very nice about it. Salute to the staff members. They did a great job.
I guess Josh Norman was out there too.
Bro, I missed. How did I miss Josh Norman? I didn't even know he was out there, bro. Yes, Wes took a picture with him. He was there. I missed him.
Wow, I missed him too.
He must have been upstairs with the snooty folks because we didn't see him.
He was up there with Wes.
He must have been.
Because Beeson and Rucker were the only one downstairs.
Yeah, they were the only ones down. They were in the designated legends area. I think Josh was just kind of there. He just pulled up. And I hate that I missed him because I've been trying to get in contact with Josh. Bro, that's another bucket list, bro. I need Josh. If you watching this, for somebody that knows Josh, bro, I would love to interview Josh Norman, bro.
Oh, my God, yes. And I'm from South Carolina, Josh. Just come on to the show.
Josh, if anybody knows Josh Norman, can connect us to Josh Norman, please, let's make that happen because that dude is super entertaining. And I think it would be an excellent interview if we can get Josh Norman on deck. So we got to make that happen. All right. But anyway, back to Chalk Talk. Back to the content. All right, CJ, I'm going to throw it to you. Where do you want to start with this Chalk Talk? Like, what was your biggest takeaway from Chalk Talk?
My biggest takeaway when Evero was talking about Moehrig. Okay, that's the thing that stood out to me the absolute most. And he said he's come in, he's doing great, he's loved everything that he's doing. He loves his versatility. Okay. Now Evero went on to say that you might he's a great blitzer. You might see him play the nickel. Okay, and you also may see him in a linebacker role, as well. And when he said that, the first thing I thought of, I was like, well, dang, didn't we already kind of sort of have that with Jeremy Chin? And he planted him on the bench and really didn't play him much. So I wonder if this is a lesson learned type of thing, or is, it's just he's taking advantage of a more skill set. But that's what jumped out to me the most.
Yeah, and I would say he kind of did say the same things too about Jeremy Chin. He's an ultimate weapon, and we're gonna put him everywhere. And then you kind of hid the weapon once the season started.
Yeah.
So, but maybe there is a pretty stark talent discrepancy. That can be the truth as well. Like there can be maybe Jeremy Chin wasn't the guy that Moehrig is. Jeremy Chin is on his third team now. Respectfully, a little bit of hate, a little bit hate in there. I ain't gonna lie, that was a shot. I ain't gonna lie, that was a shot at the eye. But he's on his third team now. Maybe it's a talent thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, y'all. So I mean, because I did when I posted that, some people got immediately in my comment about, hey, he said the same thing about Jimmy Chin too, and I don't know, man. I don't know, but go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, hey, that's it. I was agreeing.
So yeah. So here's one of the biggest takeaways. And this is not really anything related to anything topic wise, but bro, another interview I would like to have is Tracy Smith, bro. This dude is very funny,
hilarious.
Yo, Tracy Smith is a funny dude, bro. Like he was pretty entertaining. Considering this is a whole dry thing where we're just kind of throwing softball questions, he was very entertaining. He was up there throwing jokes around, and hey, I obviously had some good things to say about special teams. But he's a very funny guy. Like I think he's really cool. Like I think he's a very down to earth type dude. I think it was dope to see Tracy Smith kind of in that element because I never really seen him. Like I know they've interviewed him a couple times, but I never really seen him like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good to see Tracy Smith.
Oh yeah.
What else did we talk about? Canales. Let's talk about what Canales had to say about the team, man. Canales, I think, was very I don't know, man. He was very level, right? You know, one of the questions that was posed was, hey, what are your season expectations, right? What is the expectation for the season? And they went around to each coordinator. Evero says playoffs off the rip. That's basically one word answer. Playoffs. Is it? We got to take care of our division. Our division. We got to win a division. Canales comes in with the level, and I don't remember what Tracy Smith said. I can't remember what he said. Do you know what he said off the top of your head?
I don't remember either.
Yeah,
I don't.
He just started,
I got the audio, but I ain't got to it yet.
I don't remember what Tracy Smith said. I don't think it was compelling enough. But Canales immediately comes in and says, "Hey, we gotta be our best. We gotta find our best," is what he said. And so it was dope to see kind of Canales. I think he wants to be excited about the team. He wants to be excited about how this team taken to the next level, going to the next level. But he also, I thought throughout this entire interview, was trying to level set and manage expectations. I don't think he wanted to give us that any inkling of things are going to be elite around here. You know, we all feel it. I think we all feel the difference. I think, you know, everybody's excited about the season, but even Canales, one of the things he mentioned, he was saying, hey, look, I know we got a lot of new talent. We got a lot of new names, but this is a young team. This is a young, he mentioned that. Our guys are young. This team is young. There's going to be some, he didn't say this per se, but he said it without saying it. There's going to be some growing pains here. Like we're going to hit some walls here, and we got to be able to overcome that. You know, I think that it was very level. He had a very level-headedness among, and it was just interesting to see that amongst his coordinators who are excited about all the new toys that they got essentially. And Canales comes in and said, we kind of, hey, look, guys, we still got a long way to go, essentially. So any other takeaways, CJ? What else you got? I had a couple more. I want to toss it to you.
Well, to continue with Canales a little bit, it was almost like he was hyping everybody up just enough to tell you to take off running. And when you get around the corner, he's standing there like, all right, now that you got that out your system, take a breath and let's walk to where we got to go. You know, he was trying to hype everybody up, but he was also bringing it all back, like you said, and be like, you know, because he mentioned that, just like you said, this is still a process. And him, Evero, and Isaac, they all mentioned that it's still a process. People are still coming in, and Isaac brought up the plus of coming into the scheme 2 years in a row. So there's not that curve, you know, learning verbiage, you know, and having to learn a whole new scheme again, you know, which they said was very important. But yeah, you get the feeling like, you know, it's like they know something, but they ain't trying to spill all the beans yet, like you said. Evero, I'm not gonna lie, Evero was a little bit more, you know, kind of happy than I thought he would.
You saw it, bro. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I was gonna wait to get to there, but
okay,
Evero,
my bad.
No, you good. No, you good because it's a great segue, bro. Evero, he had a little swag. He had a little swagger about him. Like it was
grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah, it felt like, hey, look, bro, like I don't even know what y'all talking about, like from last year. Like I know we was historically bad, but
yeah,
I'm not even hearing that. Like he's talking about all his new guys. He's talking about Moehrig and Pat Jones and all these guys, and it just seemed like he didn't have a care in the world.
You know why?
He had zero concerns about being trash last year.
Because the thing is, because he knew he didn't have talent, and the GM pretty much said he didn't do his part.
Bro, Dave, you're exactly right. Dave, that's the point I wanted to bring up earlier, is that he knew, I think he ultimately knew that he had a huge talent discrepancy. Like he knew he didn't have the guys to execute his system, which is why he never felt the threat. And that's what we said. Everybody that wanted him fired, it's like, bro, he didn't have his guys. He never had the talent.
No, he didn't.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty, Dave. That was for me.
Yeah,
I'm guilty.
And that's why, like, even though we were thinking like maybe they'll do it, I'm like, but with this, like, who could do something with this? Like, that was the dilemma. Like, nobody wanted to discuss it. Everybody wanted to blame Bryce and blame everything else at one point. And I'm like, yo, you expect Bryce to be out here playing in all these shootouts? The defense couldn't stop anything. We averaged almost a first down when it came to running the ball, bro. Like, folks forget that. We almost averaged a first down. When somebody ran the ball on us, they probably got a first down. Or they were like 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and
2nd and 1.
And Evero, he mentioned that he, like, obviously the run came up and us and the inability to stop the run. And he talked about getting Bobby Brown and all that stuff. And he knows that getting Jaire Brown back and having Bobby Brown, like, we're gonna be able to stop the run. And it just seemed like he was throwing shots at the talent last year. That's how I got it. Like, it's like he was throwing shots at these guys couldn't execute what I wanted them to do. And like, now that I got guys in here to execute what I'm gonna do, we're gonna be much better. So that gave me the ultimate confidence. Is like, oh, okay, defense is gonna take that step. I'm not saying top 10. I'm not saying that by any means. But the expectation that we've always said on this show is get us top 15. Yeah, just get us top 15.
Yeah,
average at best.
If they're top half in the league, we're making the playoffs, man.
That's all we wanted. That's all we want. And to me, it seemed like Evero got his guy, and as long as we can stay healthy, I think he's gonna be able to execute what he has. That's just how I felt. And I think CJ, you kind of picked it up. I picked up the same thing. That's exactly what I was. Now, one funny moment, since we're on the topic.
Lord.
Wait, before we get that, let me do the super chats.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, got a couple super chats.
This is funny.
Shout out to Big D, No Kool-Aid 7. We're gonna surprise some of these ops. You right about that, bro. Shout out to Panther 24/7. What did Evero say about last year? Hey, man, last year's the last year.
They couldn't stop the run.
Couldn't stop the run. Hollywood Gaming. Shout out to Super Chat, my man. There's no message. Love the show, fellas. Appreciate the Super Chat.
Appreciate.
All right. Well, now what's going on, man?
Let's talk about Evero for a second. So they was talking about they was talking about your boy who we pick up. What's my man name?
Tershawn Wharton.
Yeah. So we got Wharton, and they was talking about his thighs, his lower half, right, and how thick he was. And bro, it's almost like, bro, it was completely clueless that he had the ultimate pause moment. CJ, do you have what the exact quotes?
Yes. Okay. So they asked him about Tershawn Wharton, and Evero was saying when he first met him, he thought for a second that they made a mistake because when he seen him, he had on baggy clothes. He looked kind of small. He was like, "Wait a minute, did we make a mistake getting this guy?" And then so when they got to practice, right, and they saw him out there in the practice clothes, he was like, "Oh, okay, bet." And so they said something else in the Evero, and I quote, he said, Wharton is a big boy downstairs. Bro, when he said that, in my mind, I was like, I know Rashad is down. I know he's saying pause. That's got to be the biggest pause moment in Panthers history.
Bro, and he had no idea. Like, he had no clue. It's like he doesn't. He's obviously not thinking in that manner. He had no
he
clue.
wasn't.
Like the whole auditorium is laughing, and the whole, even the whole, everybody on stage is laughing. Everybody's being immature about it, and like he had no clue about, like he was completely clueless that we were all
sat
had
there
the pause moment.
He kind of sat there like okay,
yeah, like he had no clue. It was like the biggest. Yo, we were in the crowd dying. I'm like, yo, Evero, bro, pause, yo. And then Anish apologized because Anish actually lined up that question. He lined up the question for it to be answered. Like, yeah, he set him up. Bro, it was crazy, bro. That pause moment was ridiculous, bro.
That was hilarious.
Man. Yeah.
Shout out to Justin the Young. Get your head coach job, Evero. Appreciate super chat, my man.
Bro, speaking of which, bro, I felt like just listening to Evero speak.
He's gonna be a head coach in the year, bro.
He sounded like a head coach, bro.
He's gonna be a head coach in the year,
bro. He was giving head coach vibes, bro. He really was.
If he improves that defense this year, which I expect him to do, he's gonna be a head coach next year. Then we're gonna be looking for a new defensive coordinator. But that was the plan all along. You don't keep him after all that to not do this. So
yeah,
he's gonna be a head coach next year.
But what else? So Canales, another reading between the line moments for me with Canales. So I kind of skipped over the flow of how things went. So Canales had his own moment. Like it was just him on stage first, and they were asking him questions. And then after that, they brought out, the other three guys. And so when the other three guys came out, this is just a moment. This is what I noticed just watching body language and watching Canales. It's like, bro, he really let these guys cook when it came to answering the questions. Like he never jumped in. Like if a question was asked to Isaac, like offensively, like what you think about Tet and all this stuff, like Canales could have easily jumped in because he's the one truly calling the plays and whatnot. He could have really jumped in and said, hey, this is how we're going to use T-Mac and all this and blah, 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 blah. But he really allowed Isaac to have his moment, and Evero and Tracy Smith to have their moments to answer the questions in the way they wanted to ask the questions and not feel like they have to answer in a certain way or he have to come in and correct what they're saying. It was just dope to me. They had to, while the other three guys were on the stage, they had to ask Canales direct questions, right? To him for him to answer. And I thought that was just dope, bro. Because I don't want my guy up there, man. You cut me off and answer me, having to answer questions. I know you the head coach and you the guy ultimately, but let me cook. And he really allowed these guys to have their moment. I don't know if you picked that up, CJ, as well.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. Like you said, they really had to be like, well, Dave, what do you think? I mean, he just sat there. He sat there with his hands to the side and just bobbing his head like,
Yep. He sat there the same way he sat there in the blueprint in the draft room. That's the same way he sat up there on that stage. He was not answering nothing unless it was directly asked of him. Another moment we talked about a little bit earlier. Another moment that came up was when somebody in the crowd yelled Jaire, and that was pretty dope. When Evero kind of point to acknowledge the fact that hey, maybe we might bring in another guy. I don't know. Again, it could have meant nothing. Maybe he didn't even notice what he said. Maybe he thought he said something else. But it was just dope to hear that and him get acknowledged. Like CJ said, there was high praises of Trevon Moehrig. He's going to play everywhere. Tracy Smith, again, good dude. What else? Let me see. Oh, another good moment was they asked Canales what his favorite moment of last season was. What was his favorite moment from last season? And I think he basically gave a pretty dope answer was, hey, look, the way we finished with the run game, lad. And so for those going back to Dave's question or Dave's, I told y'all about Bryce not having 4,000 yards. Canales, he's gonna want to run the football, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's
trying to tell folks that. And the thing that's wild to me, because I think people, because we drafted 2 first-round wide receivers back to back, they think, oh, we're gonna be running and gunning and shooting and throwing the ball like crazy. And I'm like, we're not. We're gonna run the ball first. You don't sign Rico. You got one of the best running backs in the league statistically in Chuba Hubbard. You don't sign those guys. You don't have those 2 guys and not run the football. They're going to run the ball. And then when they need to go to T-Mac, or if they need to go to XL, if they need to go to Coker or Thielen, they'll go when they need to go to them. But they're going to run the ball, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're going to do. And everybody's like 4,000-yard Bryce. I'm like, I don't see it, bro. I don't. 25 to 32 attempts is what he's going to get a week.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, the way he
As long
answered
as
that
we
question,
win.
he said the way we finished with the run in Atlanta, you know, dictating. And he gave a quick nod to Miles Sanders too. It was a quick little
Yes.
conversation
Mm-hmm.
about Miles Sanders and the way he, even though you know he kind of knew he was on the way out, the way that he finished the season and finished with the team and participated. So he did give a nod to Miles Sanders for doing that. What else? Going back to
The
my
draft thing. I don't know if
oh
you had
yeah.
that on there.
Yep, I did. That was one of my last ones. So you go ahead, CJ. You can introduce it.
Okay, so they asked about the leading up to the 8th pick of the draft, and they basically said, well, Dave Canales said he was like Jalon Walker, T-Mac, Jalon Walker, T-Mac. Because for me, I'm thinking we got the best fake out in history. It was like, oh, Jalon Walker, Jalon Walker, Jalon Walker, Jalon Walker. I did not hear Dave and Dan talk too much about Ted McMillan like they did, Jalon Walker, or like most of us did about Jalon Walker. So to hear him say they were literally torn between the two because they said they were both great people. But when it came down to it, Ted maximized what they felt. Ted was what they felt was the maximum value for the number 8 pick. So that's why they picked him. Because in my mind, I'm sitting thinking like, oh, Jalon Walker, and then Ted McMillan. I'm like, oh crap, yeah, we just got okie doke, But for them, it's like they were neck and neck the whole time, and they had to make a choice.
Yeah, and basically it was they had to answer the question, who's going to help us the most? And ultimately it came down to T-Mac being the guy that's going to help us the most, which is what I've been saying. Hit the button for me, Dave. Hit that.
I told y'all.
Yeah, because that's what I've been saying. I've been telling y'all that T-Mac was the guy, and you got to give Bryce his weapons. And that's what's going to ultimately help the team out the most is getting Bryce weapons. And it also helps the fact that you were still able to get a guy that you had a first round grade on, allegedly, with Nick Gordon. You were still able to get him and then double dip with Princely. So their plan, although they didn't expect it to come out like that, it ended perfectly for those guys. And they did a great job executing the draft. So, and again, he mentioned, and he gave a nod to Dan Morgan and Tillis and all the other guys in the front office, because he literally said himself, I know we said it during the blueprint, but he said all I had to do was sit there. He said that on stage. He said, "Yo, I was just kind of there. Everybody else was doing their job. We put so much work into it. I just let them go. Then they just were cooking, and I just could be me." And he said that, and we saw it. Why Canales just sitting there? He ain't really talking. He ain't have to. The process played out. You know what I mean? And that's what happens when you have a good process. Then everything plays out, and just let it cook.
Yep.
That's what they did. So, anything else on the Chalk Talk? Any other things that we didn't discuss?
The draft simulator. Remember what he said about the draft simulator?
He said he uses it, right?
Yeah. Well, he said that they have their draft simulator, and in the first 3 rounds, in every mock draft that they did, they never got the value that they ended up with T-Mac, Nick Gordon, and Prince Umanmielen. Never. In all of their mock drafts, they never ended up with that type of value.
Yep.
I thought that was
another thing that came up that was I thought a quick shot at the PSL owners too. Shot the West. He said he don't want to see no red or gold in the stadium. And when he mentioned
tickets.
That's obviously PSL owners selling their tickets. I get it's a profit. I think we need to come up with some sort of Panther PSL marketplace where it's Panther fans only. You got to answer a questionnaire to get access to this group to validate your fandom so that you can get access to PSL seats for Panther fans, by Panther fans, and for Panther fans only, so that we can make sure that we keep our home field advantage, because it's getting kind of ridiculous. Right, like going to these games, and the Buffalo Bills now, they rarely in the area, so they're gonna have a crap ton of fans coming. The Cowboys, y'all know how they do every single year, and I get it from a PSL standpoint, bro. I completely understand it. it's some. Not all fans there are there. They're not true fans, right? Some of the guys, it's an investment for some folks. They want to make a quick buck, and I understand that. But we got to be able to. We got to be able to keep our home field advantage. And he acknowledged it too. I see what you're saying, Marcus. Panthers got to earn it. You're right, and he acknowledged that too. We have to create a product that the fans can be proud of. He acknowledges that. He knows that. But when it does happen, you know, I mean, we gotta meet him halfway as well as PSL owners. You know what I mean? So
True.
We definitely got to do something to help. Even if Panther fans want to sell, we got to be able to do something to make sure it stays in house and make sure the black and blue stays in that seat. So,
facts.
Any other topics that we discussed? I think we pretty much hit on everything all the major things that were discussed at Chalk Talk. Again, good stuff. It's a very good. I think they do these throughout the year too, if I'm not mistaken. They definitely have multiple Chalk Talks per year. It's not just a one-time thing.
Oh, okay.
So
this is my first one.
Yeah. Because they open it up to everybody. It's now open to because they went to that new pick your experience PSL system where you can pick what you want to do, and that's why it was at this joint today or yesterday. So it was dope though. Good experience. I had fun. Just open up man. Come on, man. Don't make us pay for drinks next time, bro. Come on, bro. Let's do better.
The bar line was long, man.
It was long. I don't mind waiting in line as long as it was free. I thought everybody was in line because they thought it was free. And then once you got up there, they hit you with that.
You realized it wasn't up there. That wasn't the business.
I mean, I knew it when it's about 3 or 4 people in front of me. People were pulling out cards. I was like, okay, maybe they just tipping. You know what I mean? But nah, they were
paying for them drinks.
And then by the time you stay in the line that long, you invested, so you want a drink. So I went ahead and got my drink. So, but Tap, next time let's make sure we open up the
be $3.99, man.
Open up the bar next time, bro. Did they talk any about Nick and Princely? Not really. Not really. Not
kind of mentioned drafting them. That's about it.
Yeah, they just mentioned that they drafted them and were excited about them, but they didn't really talk too much about neither two. It was a little bit of T-Mac talk. You know, about, you know, same things you've already heard about T-Mac, you know, about his abilities, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, that was it, man. That was it. That was all for Chalk Talk, man. Nothing groundbreaking. Obviously, it was canned questions, predetermined questions from the good folks from the Panthers, but it was still a good production. Percussion was there. The cheerleaders had their little Joan. That was dope. Sir Purr was dope. He was there. It was good. Good little vibe.
That's dope.
Yeah, I got mine too somewhere. Yeah, my joint from Mike Rucker and John Beeson. So I might give it away too at some point. Might get that joint away.
John Beeson was a talker, man.
Yeah, Beast was talking. He was talking a lot to everybody.
Yeah,
to everybody.
His line was backed up.
Yeah, it was. He was talking to everybody. You know, Ruck was cool, but he was about ready. By the time I got to him, he was ready to go, bro. You could tell. You could tell he was ready to go. I was toward the end because I had to stand in line to get my drink, and then by the time I got my drink, they had closed the line off. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Anything else? Anything else before we get up out of here? Any other topics, discussions, emotional outbursts?
I'm just glad we're not the Bengals, not being able to sign their first round pick. I'm just glad
we can't sign our second round pick.
I mean, but that's better than the first round pick. First round pick, my man just pretty much threw the Bengals under the absolute bus.
He did.
Yes,
he did, bro.
But our second round pick is participating.
Our second round pick is definitely participating. We are not safe. We are not safe.
I get the feeling it's just a mere formality, whatever it is, but they're gonna get it done.
They're gonna get it done.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna get it done.
They're gonna get it done.
They're
gonna get it done. I'm not concerned about that aspect.
Okay. All right. We're gonna get ready to close this thing down. But before we do, CJ, man, let the people know where they can follow your channel. We got about 700 people in here watching. So go ahead and give them the rundown where they can follow you, watch you.
First off, let me say I appreciate y'all having me on here tonight. Thank you very much. As it says right here, you can catch me on all social media at Armchair GMCJ. I'll probably be live tomorrow night, recapping some of the same stuff to my audience as well. But yeah, you can follow me everywhere at Armchair GMCJ. And again, y'all, I appreciate it, and thank you for the love and support from everybody.
Yeah, man. Shout out to CJ and shout out to CJ's wife too, man. Good people, good conversation
Yes.
after the show, after Chalk Talk yesterday. It was good stuff, man. So you ever need anything, we here, man. We appreciate it. And yeah, man. With that being said, we up out of here. Like, subscribe, notification bell. We'll holler at y'all. We out of here. Peace.